Hello everybody, welcome to my channel.
Julie Walters, a beloved icon of British stage and screen. Julie Walters stands among the most cherished and versatile performers in British entertainment. With a career spanning more than 4 decades, she has showcased a remarkable ability to embody characters both comedic and dramatic, earning admiration from audiences around the world. Early life and training. Born on February 22, 1950, in Birmingham, England, Julia Mary Walters grew up in a working-class Irish Catholic family. Before pursuing acting, she worked as a nurse, an experience that later influenced the grounded realism she brought to many of her roles. She eventually enrolled at the Manchester Polytechnic School of Theatre, where her natural talent quickly emerged. Breakthrough and rise to fame. Walters shot to prominence with the 1983 film Educating Rita, starring alongside Michael Caine. Her portrayal of Rita, a spirited working-class woman seeking education and self-discovery, won her international acclaim and an Academy Award nomination for Best Actress. This role introduced Walters as a performer with both tremendous emotional depth and a refreshing comedic spark. Career highlights. Julie Walters has built a career filled with iconic and beloved characters. Mrs. Weasley in the Harry Potter series. Her warm, fierce, and humorous portrayal of Molly Weasley made her a favorite among fans of the franchise. Billy Elliot, 2000, Walters earned another Oscar nomination for her role as Mrs. Wilkinson, the determined dance teacher who helps Billy discover his passion for ballet. Mamma Mia, 2008, and Mamma Mia, Here We Go Again, 2018, as the fun-loving Rosie. Walters brought comedic brilliance and musical charm to the ABBA-inspired films. Calendar Girls, 2003, her performance helped turn the true story of a group of Yorkshire women into a heartwarming international hit. Beyond film, Walters is celebrated for her television work, including collaborations with Victoria Wood that became staples of British comedy. Series like Victoria Wood, as seen on TV, and Dinner Ladies remain beloved classics. Awards and recognition. Julie Walters has received numerous accolades throughout her career, including BAFTA Awards, Golden Globes, and a Damehood, DBE, in 2017 for services to drama. Her consistent excellence across genres, comedy, drama, film, stage, and television, has cemented her legacy as one of Britain's most accomplished performers. Later life and legacy. In recent years, Walters has scaled back her acting work due to health concerns, but her influence continues to shine. She remains an inspiration to aspiring actors, particularly women from working-class backgrounds who admire her authenticity, resilience, and ability to bring ordinary characters to extraordinary life. Julie Walters is not simply a star, she is a national treasure whose warmth, humor, and humanity have resonated across generations. Julie Walters, the story of a national treasure. Dame Julie Walters is one of Britain's most respected and beloved actresses, an artist whose warmth, wit, and emotional authenticity have touched audiences for more than 40 years. From comedy sketches to Oscar-nominated dramas and blockbuster franchises, Walters has proven herself as a performer of extraordinary range. Her journey from a modest childhood in Birmingham to international acclaim is a story of talent, resilience, and unmistakable charm. Humble beginnings. A working-class childhood. Julia Mary Walters was born on February 22, 1950, in the Edgbaston area of Birmingham. The daughter of an Irish postal clerk and an English builder, she grew up in a hard-working working-class household. Walters often described her upbringing as strict but grounded, filled with humor and stories that later shaped her acting style. At school, She was known for her lively personality and for performing small comedy routines to entertain classmates. Yet acting was not initially viewed as a proper career. Instead, at her mother's encouragement, she trained as a nurse at Birmingham's Queen Elizabeth Hospital. Nursing taught her deep empathy, resilience, and an understanding of people, all qualities that would later define her most memorable characters. Discovering her calling in theater despite her nursing training, Walters felt irresistibly drawn to performing. She left hospital work to pursue drama full-time, eventually joining the Manchester Polytechnic School of Theatre. Her early career unfolded in fringe theatre and regional productions, where she quickly gained a reputation for her comic timing and naturalistic acting. It was during this period that she met comedian Victoria Wood, an encounter that would become one of the most iconic creative partnerships in British television history. The breakthrough. Educating Rita. Julie Walters' life changed dramatically in 1980 when she starred in the stage version of Educating Rita. Playwright Willie Russell wrote the role with a working-class authenticity that suited Walters perfectly. Her performance as Rita, a witty, determined hairdresser striving for self-improvement, captivated audiences and critics. In 1983, the play was adapted into a film starring Walters and Michael Caine. Her performance earned an Academy Award nomination for Best Actress, a Golden Globe Award for Best Actress, a BAFTA Award. The film launched Walters into international stardom and established her as an actress capable of balancing humor and vulnerability with remarkable skill. The Victoria Wood era. Television gold. Julie Walters' collaboration with the late Victoria Wood remains one of the most beloved pairings in British comedy history. Together, they created iconic roles and sketches in shows such as Victoria Wood, as seen on TV. Wood and Walters' dinnerladies characters like Mrs. Overall in Acorn Antiques, the clumsy, sweet-hearted cleaning lady, became cultural legends, showcasing Walters' extraordinary comedic talent. Their partnership was built on genuine friendship, shared humor, and deep respect. Walters has often said that working with Victoria Wood shaped her entire career. Film stardom and critical acclaim. After Educating Rita, Walters delivered a string of acclaimed performances across film and television. Some of her standout roles include Billy Elliot, 2000, as Mrs. Wilkinson, the tough dance teacher who sees potential in young Billy. Walters gave one of her most admired performances. The role earned her an Academy Award nomination for Best Supporting Actress, a BAFTA Award. Harry Potter franchise, 2001 to 2011. As Molly Weasley, Walters became a maternal icon for millions. Her famous line, "Not my daughter, you bitch," became one of the franchise's most unforgettable moments. Calendar Girls, 2003. In this heartwarming comedy drama, Walters played Annie, one of a group of Yorkshire women posing for a cheeky charity calendar. The film became a global hit. Mamma Mia! Series, 2008 and 2018, as the bold and hilarious Rosie. Walters delivered musical performances and comedic scenes that became fan favorites. Other notable films: Mary Poppins Returns, 2018, Paddington, 2014, Brooklyn, 2015, Driving Lessons, 2006. Her ability to shift from serious drama to joyful comedy has made her one of the most versatile performers of her generation. Awards, honors and achievements. Julie Walters' list of achievements is extensive. Highlights include 2 Academy Award nominations, 7 BAFTA Awards, 2 International Emmy Awards, a Golden Globe Award. Dame Commander of the Order of the British Empire, DBE. In 2017, she is widely recognized as one of the greatest British actresses of all time. Health challenges and reduced workload. In 2020, Walters revealed she had been diagnosed with stage 3 bowel cancer but had successfully undergone treatment. After recovery, she announced she would scale back her acting commitments to focus on health and personal life. Despite acting less frequently, her legacy continues to grow. Her body of work is regularly celebrated, and she remains deeply respected throughout the industry. Personal life. Julie Walters has always kept her personal life relatively private. She has been married to Grant Rafi since 1997. Though they have been together since 1987. They have one daughter, Maisie. Walters enjoys a quiet life in West Sussex, where she embraces gardening, writing, and spending time with family. A lasting legacy. Julie Walters' career is defined not just by awards or iconic roles, but by the emotional connection she has built with audiences. She brings authenticity and heart to every role, making people laugh, cry, and feel understood. Her journey from nurse to national treasure is a testament to perseverance, humility, and extraordinary talent. Few performers have left such an enduring mark on British culture. Julie Walters isn't just an actress, she is a symbol of warmth, wit, and humanity. Her legacy will continue to inspire generations to come. Julie Walters. A portrait of Britain's most relatable star. Few performers have captured the heart of the British public as completely as Dame Julie Walters. Her rare combination of humor, emotional intelligence, and grounded humanity has allowed her to inhabit roles that feel irresistibly real. Whether she is playing a fierce mother, a determined teacher, or a comedic oddball, Walters creates characters who stay with audiences long after the credits roll. This extended feature takes a deeper look into her artistry, her influence, her personal philosophy, and why she remains a symbol of authenticity in modern entertainment. The making of an actress, roots, reality, and raw talent. Julie Walters did not grow up dreaming of glamorous red carpets or Hollywood lights. Her path was shaped by real life, not fantasy. A childhood of humor and hard work. Born into a hard-working Irish-English family, Walters grew up surrounded by the humor and resilience of working-class life. She has often described her relatives as natural performers, whose storytelling and quick wit provided a constant source of inspiration. But her upbringing also instilled a strong work ethic. Her parents expected stability and practicality, qualities that initially kept Walters away from acting and led her into nursing. Nursing. A foundation for empathy. Walters often reflects on her time as a nurse as one of the most influential periods of her life. In the hospital wards, she encountered vulnerability, grief, hope, humor in dark moments, the unpredictable beauty of human relationships. These experiences gave her the ability to portray characters not as caricatures, but as fully realized human beings. From stage beginnings to cultural phenomenon. Stage roots. Before Hollywood noticed her, Walters spent years building her craft in theater. She starred in plays at Manchester's experimental theatre scene, political and satirical works, character-driven pieces that pushed actors emotionally. This training grounded her in authenticity rather than glamour. The partnership that changed everything. Victoria Wood. No story about Julie Walters is complete without acknowledging Victoria Wood. Together, they created some of the most iconic comedic moments in British television history. Their work was special because it celebrated the humor in ordinary life, fizzy drinks, office gossip, cheap cafes, and everyday British awkwardness. Walters, with her expressive face and impeccable timing, brought Wood's sharp writing to life. Their partnership produced characters that became cultural landmarks. Mrs. Overall in Acorn Antiques, Petula Gordino in Dinner Ladies. Countless industry skewering sketches. Their connection, both personal and professional, was genuine and deeply affectionate. Walters has spoken emotionally about losing Wood in 2016, calling it losing a soulmate. Film and franchise stardom. How Walters became global. Julie Walters managed something extremely rare for a British actress. She became iconic in both intimate British dramas and global blockbusters. The magic of Molly Weasley. Her role as Molly Weasley in the Harry Potter series made her beloved among younger generations. Her famous duel scene in Deathly Hallows Part 2 instantly became a cinematic classic. Walters said she felt immense pride playing a character who embodied love, protection, and maternal fierceness. The Heart of Billy Elliot. Her portrayal of Mrs. Wilkinson, the tough and tender dance teacher, remains one of her greatest achievements. She brought grit, compassion, and understated sadness to the role. Julie Walters. A deep portrait of Britain's most authentic star. Dame Julie Walters is more than an actress. She is a storyteller of the British soul. For over 4 decades, she has played women who feel real because she understands them from the inside out. She has lived the life they've lived, known the humor they've known, and faced the struggles they've faced. This extended profile explores what makes Julie Walters such a timeless, irreplaceable figure in British culture. Her roots, her artistry, her collaborations, her philosophy on fame, and her profound influence on acting itself. Early life. How an ordinary childhood created an extraordinary artist. A family of character and comedy. Julie Walters grew up in a lively, often chaotic household filled with humor and contradictions. Her father was gentle, patient, and witty. Her mother, strong, opinionated, and protective, became the inspiration for many of the loud, bold working-class characters Walters later embodied. She has said, "I come from a family of great talkers and great laughers." This atmosphere shaped her storytelling instincts long before formal acting entered her life. School. A natural performer hidden in plain sight. Teachers saw her potential early. She was the class clown, the mimic, the girl who could impersonate relatives and teachers perfectly. But for a working-class girl in 1960s Britain, the idea of becoming an actress was unrealistic. Her mother insisted on nursing, saying acting wasn't a real job. And so, for a time, she obeyed. Nursing, the unsung training ground of her craft. Walters' time as a nurse was emotionally demanding and transformative. She witnessed everything from quiet deaths to moments of absurd humor, the kind only hospitals can create. She said, "Nursing teaches you how to really see people." This ability, to really see people, is exactly what makes her performances so extraordinary. She understands fear behind bravery, humor behind pain, vulnerability behind strength. These layers show up in nearly every character she's ever played. Theater and early career. Finding her voice after finally breaking away from nursing, Walters dove into theater. She was drawn to raw, character-driven plays, stories about ordinary people put in extraordinary situations. Her early roles often dealt with class conflict, women's inner lives, social realism, humor mixed with desperation. This gritty, emotional training prepared her perfectly for the role that would change everything. The role of a lifetime. Rita. Educating Rita. A mirror of her own life. When Julie Walters starred in Educating Rita on stage in 1980, audiences couldn't take their eyes off her. Rita's hunger to improve her life reflected Walters' own journey. She has said, "I was Rita. That's why it worked." The film adaptation in 1983 brought her global fame. Her chemistry with Michael Caine was electric, and Rita's journey from hairdresser to confident intellectual became a symbol for millions of women seeking a voice. Her Oscar nomination at age 33 was just the beginning. The magic of Julie Walters plus Victoria Wood. Julie Walters and Victoria Wood were a once-in-a-generation duo. Together, they created a new type of comedy, rooted in everyday British life, sometimes absurd, often bittersweet, and always emotionally honest. Their best work included Wood and Walters' Acorn Antiques. Victoria Wood, as seen on TV dinner ladies, characters like Mrs. Overall became cultural icons. Walters' ability to blend silliness with sincerity made her unforgettable. After Wood's death, Walters said, "Victoria wasn't just a collaborator. She was my friend, my soulmate in comedy." Their partnership remains one of the most beloved in British television history. Film icon status. Her greatest roles and how she transformed them. Billy Elliot, a mentor with a heavy heart in Billy Elliot. Walters played a dance teacher who believes in a boy more than she believes in herself. She showed humor, exhaustion, compassion, and quiet sadness, all at once. Few actresses can do that. It earned her a second Oscar nomination. Molly Weasley, the mother of a generation. Walters' portrayal of Molly Weasley is legendary. She gave the character warmth, humor, and fierce, protective love. The duel with Bellatrix Lestrange became one of the franchise's most iconic scenes. Mamma Mia, the fun aunt everyone wants as Rosie. She stole the show with her comedic timing and fearless energy. Her performance of Take a Chance on Me remains an iconic moment of joyful, chaotic brilliance. Calendar Girls, from grief to courage. Walters' performance as Annie, grieving, shy, yet determined, gave the film emotional depth that grounded its humor. She turned a light-hearted premise into a touching human story. Her acting style, why she's different from everyone else. Julie Walters doesn't perform. She embodies. 1. She uses silence better than most use dialogue. A look from Walters can express resignation, longing, irritation, love, grief. Her face is one of her greatest instruments. 2. She plays vulnerability with dignity. Her characters may struggle, but Walters plays them with pride, heart, and intelligence. 3. Her humor comes from truth, not exaggeration. She never mocks her characters. She becomes them, flaws and all. 4. She carries working-class authenticity into every role. Walters never left her roots behind, and audiences trust her because of it. Personal life, grounded, private, and refreshingly real. Julie Walters has always avoided the celebrity lifestyle. She prefers gardening, writing, walking in the countryside, time with her husband Grant Roffey, watching birds and caring for animals. She lives on an organic farm in West Sussex, far away from glamour. When she battled cancer in 2020, the nation held its breath. After successful treatment, she stepped back from acting. Her reason was honest: "I want to live, not work. I want to enjoy the life I nearly lost." Cultural impact. How Julie Walters changed British entertainment. Her influence can be felt everywhere. She opened doors for working-class actors. Walters proved that an actor doesn't need wealth or privilege to succeed. She dignified ordinary women. Her characters felt like your aunt, your teacher, your neighbor, your mother, and she treated their stories with importance. She made comedy intelligent and human. Her collaboration with Victoria Wood shaped modern British humor for decades. She became part of global pop culture, from Harry Potter to Mamma Mia. Walters introduced herself to generations of fans worldwide. Her legacy. Why she will always be a national treasure. Julie Walters is admired not just for her talent, but for her sincerity, humility, and immense humanity. She once said, "I just want to tell the truth in the stories I choose." And she has. Again and again, she has portrayed women with such honesty that millions feel seen in her work. Dame Julie Walters' legacy is not a collection of awards, it is the emotional imprint she has left on her audience. She made people laugh. She made people cry. She made people feel understood. And that is the true mark of a great artist. Julie Walters, the heartbeat of British acting. Dame Julie Walters isn't simply one of Britain's finest actresses, she is a storyteller, a cultural voice. and a living link between generations of performers. Her journey from a Birmingham council house to the highest honors in British entertainment mirrors the resilience, humor, and fighting spirit of the characters she plays. To understand why Julie Walters means so much to so many, you have to go beyond the filmography and awards. You have to look at the person, her roots, her philosophy, her craft, and her humanity. Chapter 1: Roots. A life molded by real people. Julie Walters grew up in a world full of contradictions: strict Catholic upbringing, yet full of laughter; limited financial means, yet rich with character; discipline, yet creative chaos; the tough love of her mother, the gentle humor of her father. This duality shaped her. She learned early that people are rarely one thing, an insight that later defined her award-winning performances. Her mother's personality was particularly influential: sharp-tongued, assertive, emotional, and utterly charismatic. Walters once joked, "Half the women I've..."
Bye bye. Thanks for watching. Bye.